Dear students of class 12 Business Studies English Medium Morning Shift, this is Mohammad Haq Khan. How are you? I hope that all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. This is the first class with you. Today I would like to discuss about the leadership, business organization and management, second paper, chapter 6. The word leadership comes from the word lead. Lead means to guide, to conduct, to influence, and to persuade. Leadership can simply be defined as the ability to influence others. It refers to the process of influencing the behavior of people in a manner that they strive willingly and enthusiastically towards the achievement of group goals. Now I would like to discuss about the importance of leadership. Leadership is indispensable in managing the affairs of an organization successfully and effectively. An organization, however good it is, cannot be run effectively without effective leadership. It must be led by an effective leader in order to achieve the organizational objectives by directing the efforts of the subordinates in that direction. An effective leader alone can pull out the organization from darkness to light and push it to the path of development by resolving the various genuine difficulties. In this regard, the statement of Kunz and O'Donnell that managers should be leaders, leaders need not be managers, explain the importance of relationship in management. It is very true. The whole part of a manager's job involves getting things done through people is undoubtedly made easier when the manager is a skilled leader. The importance of leadership are described below. Number 1, leadership helps in directing group activities. The main work of a leader is to get the work done by engaging the group fruitfully. For this purpose, he promotes sincerity of action among the subordinates. By his personal conduct and behavior, a good leader infuses confidence in his followers by directing them to work, giving them advice, and getting good results in the organization through them. So, a good leadership consolidates the efforts of the organized group. Next, promoting the spirit of coordination. A dynamic leader can coordinate the activities of the subordinates. In an organization, workers are working in groups, so there is a need for coordination among the group members. A good leader promotes the spirit of coordination among the workers. Next, secures of cooperation of employees. A dynamic leader breathes life into the group. He influences the behavior of employees in such a way that they readily work for organizational objectives. He makes them realize that by translating plans into action, they can earn adequate rewards. He thus inculcates a sense of collectivism in the employees and forces them to work as a team. So leadership is essential to group action. Without sound leadership, cooperative action is impossible. Next, developing morale. Morale means the mental state or condition of employees towards the work. That means it denotes the attitudes of employees towards organization, its objectives, management, and their willingness to offer their own contribution to the organization. High morale among the employees is essential for making organizations successful. It is the duty of a leader to develop and maintain high morale among the employees. The employees having high morale are found to be happy and satisfied in an organization. Rather, high morale is the outcome of workers' happiness and satisfaction. So, good leadership increases employee morale, which in turn ensures high productivity and stability in the organization. Next, helps in the accomplishment of organizational goals. Organization without an effective leadership is nothing but a muddle of men, machines, and materials. Unless they are engaged in a coordinated manner to produce more towards the accomplishment of organizational goals, all of these elements of production are useless and inactive. Next, motivates the subordinates in the work. Leadership influences the performance of the workers. Higher the motivation, better would be the performance. By exercising his leadership, a leader motivates the employees at work for high performance. He must apply an appropriate leadership style which is most suited to the organization in a given situation. Next, improves productivity. The productivity improves only when various resources are utilized properly. The human factors plays an important role in raising productivity in the organization. The willing cooperation of employees is essential for raising productivity. A leader helps in developing cooperation, confidence, and motivation among the employees, which results in optimum utilization of resources. Next, help to change. A good leader persuades subordinates to accept and carry out desired changes in the organization. The leaders convinces the subordinates about the positive effects of change to be introduced and thereby reduces their resistance to change. Next, increase in efficiency of employees. Human resources can be fully utilized with the help of the social skill of leadership. Management is transformed into a social process by means of leadership functions. Effective leadership can increase the efficiency of workers to a great extent. A leader can influence the activities and behaviors of his followers to contribute their best to the organization. Last, creates confidence. A leader tries to recognize the hidden talent among employees and encourages them to highlight their capabilities and develop self-confidence. The employees are encouraged to use their talent for improving their performance. The employees will be provided psychological support to help them in developing self-confidence and use their talent well. These are the importance of leadership. Now, types or patterns of leadership. Leadership style is the way through which a leader leads his subordinates to achieve the organizational goal. Leadership style can be classified into 4 categories: power-based leadership, formality-based leadership, motivation-based leadership, and outlook-based leadership. Power-based leadership. Number 1, autocratic leadership. Autocratic leadership is the such kind of leadership where the leader makes decision without taking input from anyone who reports to them. Employees are neither considered nor consulted prior to a direction and are expected to adhere to the direction at a time and pace stipulated by the leader. That means in this type of leadership, leader always get the work done by the efforts of subordinates forcibly. In this case, the leader gives orders which must be obeyed by the subordinates. He determines policies for the group without consulting them and does not give detailed information about future plans, but simply tells the group what immediate steps they must take. Next, paternalistic leadership. Under this leadership style, the leader assumes that his function is paternal or fatherly. His attitudes is that of treating the relationship between the leader and the group as that of family, with the leader as the head of family. He works to help, guide, protect, and keep his followers or subordinates happily working together as members of a family. He provides them with good working conditions and employee service. It is the positive or latest version of autocratic leadership style. Next, democratic leadership. A democratic leadership is that kind of leadership where leader usually gives direction or instruction only after consulting the group. He sees to it that policies are worked out in group discussions and with the acceptance of the group. That means democratic leadership solicits employees' participation and respect their opinions. Next, laissez-faire or free rein leadership. The word laissez-faire is a French word. The literal meaning of the French word laissez-faire is let them do, which can be translated let it be in English. The leadership style which allows maximum freedom to followers or subordinates may be called free rein or laissez-faire leadership. It gives employees a high degree of independence in their operations. A free rein leader completely abdicates his leadership position to give all responsibility of most of the work entrusted to him to the group which he is supposed to lead, limiting his authority to maintain the contact of the group with persons outside the group. Next, formality-based leadership. Formal leadership. Formal leadership is where a person is officially designated as the leader of a group. That means the leadership which is created from the established organization structure is called formal leadership. Example of this kind of leadership are CEO of a company, the captain of a sporting team, and the head of a department. Next, informal leadership. Informal leadership is the ability of a person to influence the behavior of others by means other than formal authority conferred by the organization through its rules and procedures. That means informal leadership is basically any type of leadership that is not based upon formal authority. So, although these leaders are not in formal position of leadership, they are recognized as leaders by their peers. Formal leaders are able to exert both informal and formal power, but no informal leader has formal organizational authority to lead. Nevertheless, informal leaders do influence members of an organization and can be even more effective than formal leadership in certain circumstances. Informal leaders have several bases of power. They are able to use referent power. In other words, they lead by example. They can also use expert power. Others seek them out for knowledge and skills no one else in the organization possesses. They can also use reward power, where they may praise and recognize members of the organization for a job well done. Though the chief executive officer in the formal leader of a company, the employees may look up a colleague who they believe shares their goals and visions and has some knowledge or experience that will help them realize their goals. The informal leader may arise because he is charismatic and outgoing, so that people want to listen to talk to, or because he exhibits certain knowledge and ideas that seem useful to the group. So, informal leaders are a highly valuable resources for an organization. They are the people who are viewed as someone worth listening to due to their experience and knowledge. This type of leaders do not hold any formal authority or position, but have the power to influence the decisions of others. Next, motivation-based leadership. Positive leadership. The leadership style in which the leader gives leadership through creating inspiration and enthusiasm to employees is called positive leadership. In this case, employees' performance is appreciated and their financial and non-financial benefits are increased. Such kind of leadership has far-reaching positive effect among the subordinates. Next, negative leadership. This type of leadership is opposite to positive leadership. In this type of leadership, the leader get the work done by the subordinates, possibly through showing fear, threats, or punishment. Although it seems to be effective provisionally, many times the morale and eagerness of employees to work decreases. Next, outlook-based leadership, employee-centered leadership, an employee-centered leadership style emphasizes interpersonal relationships and is sometimes associated with a participatory approach in which leaders seek to involve other people in the process, such as subordinates, peers, colleagues. Employee-centered leaders focus on their employees more than the broad technical aspect of the job. Then, job-centered leadership. Job-centered leadership is that kind of leadership where leaders closely supervise subordinates to make sure they perform their tasks following the specified procedures. This type of leadership relies on reward, punishment, and legitimate power to influence behavior of followers. That means, in case of this leader, behavior pay close attention to subordinates' work, explain work procedure, and are keenly interested to performance. These are the various patterns or types of leadership. Basically, you have to give more emphasis on types or patterns of leadership. This topic is very important for creative questions, also for MCQ. That's all about the leadership. Stay safe, stay home and stay safe. See you in the next class. Thank you very much.